So marketing equals sales. That is something that a lot of people think, but actually, marketing is not just personal sales or even just advertising. So marketing includes activities such as there are a lot of activities, such as public relations, sales promotion. So that's only one of it. Advertising, social media. So we're talking about Instagram, Facebook, pricing. How much do you want to sell the phone, right? How much do you want to sell this iPhone to your customers? Distribution, thinking about how are customers going to buy it? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be in the supermarket? Is it going to be on the streets? How are you going to sell it? And there's also many other functions. Okay, so going back to the previous slide, I want to ask you guys, what images can you think of when you think of marketing? So can you guys just type in the chat box about what you guys think? Right, so you can see that here in this slide, we have an advertising of soju. We have a travel related advertisement. And a lot of other ones here. This is very popular advertisement in Japan, right? So it's been widely recognized worldwide. And so even a lot of campaigns you can think about. Do you want to localize it only? You can see it only in Korea, or maybe if this advertisement is in English, it can also be put in other countries. Okay, right. So some images you guys may think of, like very popular brands, right? Who does really good marketing? Think maybe everyone knows Starbucks, right? McDonald's, KFC. So a lot of brands that are known internationally, even the place you guys are going to visit soon, right? Din Tai Fung, right? So thanks to the New York Times magazine, right? When the reporter reported about the Din Tai Fung in 1993, Din Tai Fung was recognized as 10 most one of the 10 best restaurants in the world. Okay, so that's pretty exciting to have it as top 10 of the world. Okay, and what do they use with reporters? This is called public relations. Public relations. So what public relations is, or in short, we call PR, is that we will be contacting reporters. It could be on TV reporters. It could be internet reporters writing articles online. It could be just newspapers, which is more of a traditional way of marketing. Okay. Great. So there's all of these different things that are related to public relations. And we also have advertising, which is one of the most common ones that we see here, right? If it's advertising, usually TV commercials, right? What you see when you're watching TV, commercials come on. A very famous one is if you ever watch the Super Bowl, which is American football, the advertising fee there is very, very expensive because that's where all the eyes are, right? Everyone is watching American football. All the Americans are watching it, especially the Super Bowl, which is their championship game. Okay. Great. So what is the best marketing campaign you know of? Here I have an example. Do you have some examples? okay? You can type it into the chat here. Okay, great. Right. We have Nike and very obviously McDonald's, right? What I talked about before. So they have very, very successful advertisement campaigns. I would even say Coca-Cola, right? Some of the times they do have a lot that is global campaigns. Right. Okay, so here are some maybe you are more familiar about. Maybe these are more popular products that I know Koreans love to buy when they're in Taiwan. So I think these products have been very successful. So have you guys also heard of these products? This is for the toothpaste, right? For brushing your teeth. So these are for the toothpaste. And then we have a lot of snacks. So this one is pineapple cake. And also they do sell pineapple cake, but inside the filling, the flavor is bubble tea. So some of them even have the tapioca pearls inside. It's very interesting. Okay. So let's move on to these useful terms that we're going to talk about today. So the first one is marketing strategy. So again, the Park told us that, right, we have sales strategy to produce sales strategy. Marketing strategy is also how are we going to sell the product? So first you have a product, and then you need to think about ways to sell it, right? So just sales is just very direct. I'm asking you if you want to buy my product, but how can I attract you, right? How can I attract you and send out a message and for you to come to me and say, hey, Cindy, I would like to buy this product. Okay, so it's for you to be more active. So be customers to be more active here to sell the product. The second one is talking about the target market. So what is a target? So target would look something more like this. So right, think of it as if you're shooting an arrow or shooting something, you're going to hit it, right? So where are you going to hit? Obviously, you're going to think of what you're going to hit is hitting the customer's needs, right? What sort of customers would like to use my product? What sort of customers would like to buy an iPhone? It's an expensive product, but it's very useful. It's very convenient. It's maybe the price is a little bit high compared to other phones, but maybe the functions, people need these functions. People want a better camera, right? They would rather buy a more expensive phone than to buy a camera. Or people would rather, if they already have other Apple products, they maybe love the AirDrop feature, right? They don't need to be sending files for a long time, and they can really, in a really short amount of time, send out the files to each other, just sharing photos or videos. So this may be something. Talking about market segment. So meaning that this market may be the same product. Maybe I can tell people that, oh, so these people may need something that I can highlight in my features and say, hey, you guys don't have a camera? It's okay. Use the iPhone. Or is it someone who just needs work, and a lot of colleagues also have an iPhone and they want to be sending videos to each other in a short period of time? Or is it also someone just, they think, maybe young people think that, oh, having an iPhone is very trendy. It's very cool, right? So all of these are different segments. We're going to have them in different segments. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And then we have the 4 Ps, the 4 Ps, quite important. What are the 4 Ps? And we're going to be talking about what the 4 Ps are. Okay. And then we have competitors, right? So can you guys think of some of the competitors that McDonald's has, right? Okay, very obvious. We have KFC, right? What else? So anything that is a fast food. So even I think Pizza Hut would be a competitor, right? Anything that's fast and we just wanted to have it really quickly, right? Burger King is one. Okay, great. So these are all used for terms and very basic terms when we talk about marketing. So what is a marketing strategy? A marketing strategy will help you do what? Okay. Help you identify your best customers. So these customers are the one that you basically make your product for. Understand their needs. Okay, so maybe you do need an iPhone, but I need to understand, do you need it because it's very trendy? Do you need it because you need a better camera? Or do you need it because you want to be sending things to your friends or your classmates in a very short period of time? So these are all different needs. And third one is to implement the most effective marketing method. Okay, so say that if you would like the phone because it's very trendy, I need to think about how can I best reach you? Do I do it and advertise in newspapers and say, oh, let's get this most trendiest phone or get this trendy, get the trendiest phone, then I would not be doing it through the newspaper, right? It would not be a very effective method. Maybe I would need to do it online because you guys are going to be online all the time, right? Maybe through Facebook, maybe through Google search or using the Google SEO. Okay. So what does a successful marketing strategy depend on? What do you think it depends on? So if it's successful or not, what do we need? Or what sort of way can we be promoting and selling this product and letting people know about it? Right? These are some common questions that you can think about. So what does it depend on? First one is understanding your customers and what they need. So first I need to understand that why you are buying the product, right? So talking about, I know that you want to be trendy and wanting to follow the newest trends so that you're cool, okay? And so what do you need? You need like the newest iPhone, need the newest version. You always want to be updated, okay? And then the second one is how to persuade them. How to persuade them to buy the product from you. So how can I say, hey, this is the phone that you need and you should buy it from me because maybe I can give you a discount, or maybe there's some event that if you come buy it and you introduce your friend, then I will give you a better price, or I'll give you an AirPod with it, right? So you'd be like, this is a good deal for me, right? This is one of the best deals I've seen so far. And then you'll want to buy it in a period amount of time. Okay, so what are the points you should cover in a marketing strategy? So here are some of the things you might want to think about. So first, we have the most important thing is the product. So remember that your product should be a really good product. Because if you don't have a good product, then I'm sorry, you have really good marketing, very good distribution channels, and you have good price, it's really cheap. But if a product is not good, right, especially if it's food and it doesn't taste good, right, your customers are not going to come back. Your customers are not going to help you with word of mouth. What is word of mouth? Is for me to tell my friend or tell you and say, hey, I know this very good place that sells Korean fried chicken. You should try it because it's really, really good, right? If it's not good, then we won't need to have the word of mouth because no one will want to say anything because it's not even good. Like if you try it and you're just like, oh, it's not good, you're not going to want to try it, right? So first, we need to think about to have a really good product. And then you can think about the price, right? How much are you going to sell this? Is this going to be something that's very low price so that many people can buy it or want to buy it and can afford it? Or is it going to be something in the high-end spectrum? Is it going to be something that people would like to save up and to buy because this may represent that they're a higher class? So thinking about different price is very important. Thinking about place products are sold. So if I want to buy this product, where can I buy it, right? Is it going to be online? It's going to be like through an online shopping. You can just throw it into your cart and then just buy it maybe with your credit card or with money from the bank, right? So these are all different things that you can think about. And also people involved in delivering service. So you can think about, are you going to be putting it somewhere? Are you going to be putting it on? If it's going to be online, you're going to think about, how am I supposed to deliver this, right? If it's going to be a perfume, is it going to break? Is there going to be something that I'm going to need, right? If it's going to be in the store, then we're going to also have to be careful with it, right? Maybe you're going to have someone there to watch and to help people try on the perfume even. Okay. And then how to promote it. Let's see. So how do you promote this product is also a really good question about, are you going to be using social media? Should I use Instagram? If my audience is a little bit older, do they use Instagram or do they use Facebook more, right? Or should I even advertise it through Kakao Talk, right? In Taiwan, we use Line. So some people would want to use Line to promote. So these are all different things that you can think about, all different aspects of marketing strategy. Okay. Okay. So here, moving on to target market, right? When we talked about hitting the target, right? You have these arrows. You go shoot the arrows and you're going to hit. We want to hit the red spot, right? To hit the target. So what is a target market here? So target market, think about is there's so many people, right? Maybe so many people need phones, but not everyone would really want to get an iPhone. So who are these people that looking under a magnifying glass? Who are these people that really, really want or need an iPhone, right? So we need to look for what type of people would care or want to be trendy, right? What are their age? Are they working? Are they students, right? So thinking about all these different things can really help you to narrow down to finding your target market. So target market, what are we referring to? The specific group of people or businesses they hope to sell their products to. Okay, so we're hoping to find these people here, right? There's so many people here in the market, but we only want to find these ones and we want to target them. Sometimes it could also not just be individuals, it could be businesses, right? If you're doing what we call B2B, business to business, then we're going to be finding businesses that will use our product. Okay, so business could be anything, like if you're selling a website, right? If you're engineering, coding, and making a website, maybe you're making it for a business. So usually businesses have deeper pockets and they have more money. Okay, so here let's look at an example. So using a very, very popular brand called Starbucks. But I know in Korea that most people, they don't like to go to Starbucks. There's not as many Starbucks in Korea from when I was visiting Seoul, there are lots of other coffee shops that Koreans prefer. But here in Taiwan, in America, Starbucks is quite popular. And who are they targeting? So they're targeting 25 to 40-year-olds. Okay, so Starbucks accommodated them by modeling locations to suit their preferences. So here, they remodeling locations to suit their preferences. So it means that they're focusing on these people. So 25-year-olds, it means they've graduated, they started working. So they're basically focusing more on office workers, more focused on people who's already working, so that their locations would be more, if it's located in the city, it would be closer to offices, right? To places where they're working, so that they can grab a cup of coffee when they're going to work. Okay, and also another market is the tech-savvy adults. So what does that mean? So it means that what they try to do is Starbucks, they invested in its mobile app to suit this forward-thinking crowd. Okay, so being very tech-savvy means that you're really into technology. Maybe you use and like to try out new apps. So all of these things that they also would like to try out different apps, so that if Starbucks wanted to attract the customers, maybe to give out coupons or to give out some discounts or announce their events, they updated their mobile apps, okay, so that they can just use that. And it may even be a very convenient way for them to pay if they ever go into the shop. Maybe they just put their money into their gift cards and then they can just use it through their mobile apps. Okay, working professionals, right? So talking about some office workers, Starbucks made a point of targeting cities above suburbs to meet working professionals where they are. So I guess other than the age, they focus more on people working in the cities, right? There's obviously 25 to 40-year-olds working in the suburbs, which are places where there's less, it's less crowded, less tall buildings, so that if you're actually targeting a city, it would mean that there are more people around your area, right? Suburbs may have more houses. Well, in cities, maybe in one building, there's thousands of people. Okay, great. So let me know in the chat box if you guys enjoy coffee. I think I think I started drinking coffee when I was in college, and I definitely need a cup of coffee every day. So let me know if you guys also do, and tell me your favorite coffee place, or is there a bigger franchise in Korea that you usually go to? And if you have any recommendations for me, because maybe in the future after COVID, I think I will have a chance to visit Korea again. Okay. So here, why do we need to target the market? Okay. So why do we even need to think about, why don't we just sell phones to everyone, right? Anyone can use an iPhone. Why do we need to target or to be very specific to specific people, right? You need to target the market because some customers will respond to your advertising while others are indifferent or they don't care. Okay, what is indifferent? So obviously he's indifferent about maybe eating a hamburger, right? It could be maybe he's vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat, so he doesn't eat hamburgers. But maybe here, she wants to eat a hamburger if she's hungry for lunch. Maybe she loves burgers, right? So you need to think about if you are opening a food truck and you're going to be selling some hamburgers, who are your customers going to be? Where are they going to be located? Because it's very important where you park and where you stop to sell your hamburgers, right? It's going to make a difference if there's going to be people lining up and waiting for your hamburger or no people at all. And you have all of these ingredients that you bought, but you can't sell it because no one wants to eat a hamburger, right? It could be you want to stop in the city somewhere on a particular street, right? It'll be all very different. Okay, so next up is market segment. Talking about the market segment. So here are some questions that we can think about to help us segment the market. Okay, first one. Are there groups who have different needs? Okay, you can think about, So if we're talking about the food truck, everyone is going to eat lunch, right? What are you going to eat today? Are you going to spend $10, $20, or $5, right? Are these people going to be thinking about a price? Or are they going to think about, what do I want to eat? All right, I hope you guys had breakfast already. If you guys want to think about, what am I going to have for lunch today? Do you usually think about the price? Or do you think about the product? Or do you think about where it's more convenient for you, right? So say that maybe if you're at school and you only have maybe 10 minutes between classes, what can you get to eat? Something very fast, right? So you're going to go for something very convenient, maybe convenience store, something there. And then maybe just grab something that it could be really fast. So maybe you can get like a rice dumpling, or maybe like sushi, or just a sandwich. Okay. Or are you thinking more of, I have an hour, or I don't even have class in the afternoon. What am I going to go eat? Maybe we're just going to go get some Korean fried chicken, or maybe I want to go get some hot pot, or maybe I want to hang out with my friends and go somewhere to eat so that we can chat for a long time. Or even go to a coffee shop because I want to study. So I want to go and eat and drink some coffee and then spend the rest of the afternoon there. Okay. So these are all different things that you can think about. So I'm going to think about, okay, how am I going to sell my hamburger to students, right? If I'm going to stop at a college, if I stop outside of college, thinking about college students don't have a job. Most people may be working part-time, but maybe they're saving up for school or for something. So maybe the price, it can't be a very high priced burger, right? Maybe we're thinking about having a very low budget burger so that students would consider it and think it's really cheap. And it's something that maybe the portion should be a little bit bigger because college students are usually have a very good appetite and are really hungry, so they can eat a lot more. Okay, so maybe my burger, I would want to make it a little bit bigger. Are there groups who think or feel differently? So thinking about the burger, right? If it's people, I think there are a lot of vegetarians. Do I want to make also a vegetarian burger, vegan burger, has not meat, use tofu? Or am I thinking about, okay, maybe some college students, like guys, they have a bigger appetite, they want a bigger burger, or are there some people who they just want to try different flavors? So maybe I can make mini burgers, maybe 3 mini burgers of different flavors. So it's not just one big burger with the same flavor. Okay. Are there groups who have different lifestyles? Also thinking about college students, maybe some college students, they're very rich. They don't really care about the price. So maybe I can make a premium burger using steak inside my burger, right? So then I can raise my expenses and make something that maybe like using like lobster burger, right? Okay. And how can I promote for this? Do they use different medias? Is everyone on Instagram? If not everyone is on Instagram, what do they use? Do they use Kakao Talk? Do I want to try to promote my product somewhere so that there's word of mouth? Maybe I encourage students to take coupons, right? I will give them a coupon each time they come and buy a burger. So next time they come, they will come with their coupon and maybe they will get a discount. Or they can give the coupon to a friend, right? So these are all different ways that you can think about when you want to promote your product. Okay, so remember, today we're going to have a group discussion. So you guys can first think about what type of product do you think will be a bestseller in Taiwan? What type of product from Korea would you want to bring to Taiwan to sell? Okay, so you guys can think a little bit about that, or you can think about, if you know about Taiwan, what would be a very popular product that if it's in Taiwan, like the toothpaste, would be a really good bestseller in Korea? Okay, so these are 2 topics that you guys are going to get to choose from. So you can choose 2 different types of products. Okay. Great. So that is for you guys to think about, and then we'll talk about the group discussion later. Okay. Okay, so talking about market segmentation. So what is that? That is to group all types of fish, we call these fish, or consumers in your big lake that share the same values and purchasing methods. So maybe my food truck, I can sell burgers to students, but I can also have different types of burgers that will have different pricing. So maybe I can have the very basic, right? So the basic one can be maybe like double sized, right? In a very cheap price. Or I could change my ingredients and have a maybe steak burger, right? So maybe in the same area in the city, if I park near maybe a university, maybe there are some people that are working there. Maybe there are some people, there's it could be in the city, right? So there could be maybe some office workers. Then maybe they don't really care too much about the price, or they would like to have something using better and different ingredients. Maybe I can make a shrimp burger, or maybe I could make ones of a different type of burger. Okay. So these are all different things that you can think about when you are going to segment your market. So for market segmentations, what can we segment the markets to? Okay, so how can we do this? So first one is from the geographics. Why is that important? Because if I'm selling a hamburger and maybe I want to sell it somewhere else, maybe you have to think about first is the country. So here, if my food truck, I want to have the exact same food truck in Korea, right? If I'm selling burgers in Taiwan, maybe I want to make one that is spicy. Maybe I want to make one that's kimchi flavored. Maybe I want to add pork and kimchi as one of the specials, right? So thinking about where you are, sometimes we will also need to localize. What we call localization is we sell things that are for this market only. So maybe kimchi and pork flavored wouldn't work so well in Taiwan, but would work really well in Korea. It might be something that's different. Also, if it's in the city, same thing. If it's in Taipei City or it's in Taidong, then it's going to be very different. So we also have density. What is density? So density is the amount of people that are. So if it is a city, then the density will be very high because maybe in this area, there will be 100 people. But if it's in the suburb, then there's only maybe, I would say 30 people, right? So that there will be, if it's apartments or is this houses. So if it's apartment in one building here, maybe you can have families, maybe that would be 50 people in that one building, right? But if it's just one house, then maybe you only have 5 people in the family. And then talking about language. So if you have different language, so here when we talked about this example of the front here. So if we have this advertising in Taiwan, right? Do you think people would really understand or acknowledge this? Because I think most people can't really read Korean, right? So to us, I don't understand this. So if you don't understand this advertising, then your customers are not going to really want to buy this, even if it's a very good advertisement. Okay. So language is very important. What else do we have? Climate. Is it a tropical place? Is it very warm? Or is it more of place where there's winter and it's very cold in the wintertime? So if it's really cold, you don't want to be selling some shaved ice, right? You don't want to be selling ice cream in a very cold place because maybe people are not as excited about it than in the summertime. Okay. Talking about the area and the population. So how many people are living here, right? Would be something that people would care about. Do I want to put my food truck here or do I want to put it somewhere else? Okay, so these are all different type of things that we would think about. Okay. So moving along to demographics. What are demographics? So demographics here, we would be talking about the age, right? So most of you are quite young, no, could be from 18 to 24. Are you a male or female? So sometimes if it's not just talking about food, right? If it's talking about makeup, right? I don't necessarily want to target male for makeup, right? My majority of my users would be female. Income. So how much money do my customers make, right? If it's a student, students don't have very high income, but if it's some office workers, maybe their age is 30 to 40, maybe they'll have more income and for them to be spending more. Okay, they'll have more money. So my product, I could be targeting more expensive products for these customers. Okay, education. So are they well educated? Have they been to college? Or are they only graduated from high school? Maybe this would make a difference if you want to target people of higher education. So maybe talking about some online courses. Social status, family, and life stage, occupation. So maybe occupation here, their work, right? Are they doctors? Are they lawyers? Are they teachers? These are all different occupations that maybe you would segment them in. If you're trying to promote for courses or even looking for teachers to create courses, then you'll be looking for teachers as the occupation. Okay. So here we have psychographics. Here we have lifestyle. So these are some of the things, interests that people would be doing if you are, say, promoting some activities like outdoor activities. So maybe you're like KK Day. Okay, maybe you're a site that sells these different tickets. So the tickets could be to surfing lessons, okay, to go surfing at one of the islands, or scuba diving. And you can see fishes for a day. Maybe they will have 2-day pass for you to go and maybe go snorkeling, or maybe it's a boat ride. So these are all different activities that could be what you want to focus on if you want to promote different events or activities, or going to Disney World, right? So depending on what type of products that you have, maybe you want to think about the lifestyle of your customers, their interests, or their personalities, what type of person they are. Are they more outgoing? If they're more into activities that are outdoors, make sure that they're not afraid of the sun, right? Then there's a lot of different types of ways. It would be very different for someone to go on vacation and maybe they want to live in a resort, compared to someone who wants to go backpacking. They just want to live in a hostel. So these are different ways that you can promote. If you're a hostel, then you will think about, oh, what type of customers might be living in my place, and not target those who want to go and live in hostels. Sorry, in resorts where are more expensive. Okay, behavioral. So what type of behaviors we're talking about? Okay, so think about benefits sought. So here, maybe when we think about a food truck, okay, what are the benefits? Maybe food trucks are very fast and convenient. Okay, so maybe I wouldn't be targeting people who care about their health, because burgers may not be something that's really healthy, unless you want to create a burger maybe using organic ingredients, or maybe it's a vegan burger, or maybe this burger is quite healthy, and tell them why, how it's different. Okay, these are different ways that you can help to market your product. So here, talking about the occasion. So maybe today that I don't want to have a food truck burger because maybe the occasion is Christmas, right? I want to have a big feast. Okay, so maybe for this occasion, maybe you can make up a special, having a very burger special combo, or having a steak burger during this time, because it's for a special occasion and people will want to spend more money on something that usually they don't want to buy if it's a day-to-day type of thing. Okay, so here talking about life cycle stage, engagement, great. So these are all the different things that we can think about when we want to market a certain target and to segment it out. Okay, great. So let's take a break here and then come back in 10 minutes, and then we'll continue on with this lesson. And then you guys can think about what you want to do for your group discussion. And in the last class, we're going to have the discussion and for you to present in the group. Okay, great.